Let's go. So I want to bring up somebody very special. Whether you're on here live, whether you're watching the recording, I'm with my brother. This is Aaron Evans. This is somebody that has been a part of our community here in I Am Mastery for over 6+ years. You just hit your 6 year anniversary, right?
Yes, sir.
Let's
Big.
go. Let's go. Let's go. So this is somebody that you definitely want to learn from, somebody that has experience in the game. And the topic for tonight's call is all roads lead to Mexico, Monterrey. And I'm excited to be running alongside of my brother and give you guys some value, give you guys some gems along the journey. Aaron, it's a pleasure to have you on here, bro. Thank you for accepting this request last minute. I know you're super busy. You got a lot of things going on, and my heart, my love goes out to you, my brother. Much love to you, and thank you for joining us tonight.
No, man. Much love to you for allowing me just the opportunity to be in your space. Like, um, as anything in life, we only get we don't get many moments to speak on what we go through, what happens with us, kind of just our testimony. So tonight's, conversation with All Roads Meet to Mexico, I want everybody to understand this is not a hype up situation. We're not here to hype up anything. Just it's here to be authentic. It's the power of being authentic. It's power of understanding that in our authentic journeys, we all have a destination that we're going towards. And Mexico is just a pit stop. Mexico is just a stop on this long journey that we call life. And I'm just super blessed to not only get this that provide value, but just be in your space, bro. You're also doing amazing things. You're busy yourself. You just got an amazing event in PA that just went down. Flyer was absolutely cold. So shout out to you. For those who are, in the Pennsylvania area, go ahead and hit him up. He's a great guy. Definitely a lot of value. So I'm excited for this conversation. Let's get into it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I want to start it off with you, bro. I want to ask, about your story, about your journey. For the people that don't know who Aaron Evans is, he's an investor. And if I'm not mistaken, bro, you also do work at JP Morgan and Chase, right? One of the largest entities in the world when it comes to finance. And this is somebody that is extremely well-rounded when it comes to credit, when it comes to network marketing, when it comes to leadership. And I know that he's going to take you through the tolls, take you through the journey on how he started here in our community. So the floor is yours, bro. Let's hear it.
The only way I could tell the story is, like you said, start from the beginning. And it was July of 2018, and I just left Sam's Car Wash. I was actually a car wash detailer summer before I was doing a study abroad program in China that later in the fall. So I was just working to make a little bit extra cheddar. I was an expert gamer. When you're talking about somebody who gamed
Really?
Ninja level, I was on that kind of level. I played against Ninja in Halo 3.
Whoa. I love it, bro.
I got smoked, but I was at the point where I was gonna become a professional gamer, and I was just getting ready for my audition for Fortnite. Fortnite Season 1 came out, and I was gonna audition to be a part of a Fortnite team that goes on to tournaments and plays. I was in the middle of my practice round, and my line brother calls me. He said, "Bro, what are you doing?" And I said, "I'm practicing for my gaming tournament coming up. That's going to be in Austin, Texas." And he goes, "Oh, bro, game is cool and all, but do you make money on your phone?" I was like, "Bro, no, I don't make money on my phone. What are you talking about?" He's like, "Get on this Zoom. I'm gonna show you how to make money on your phone." Shit. It's 2018. There's nothing you can tell me that. Okay, cool. And I got on that call. I met a brother on the name of Reynaldo Perez. Bless him, my very first mentor ever in this space. It was a Zoom call just like this. He didn't even show me anything. He didn't pull up the back office. He didn't pull up the comp plan. He didn't even showed me the platform. He just said, there's an educational platform that's going to teach you how to make money in the foreign exchange market. I was, bro, sign me up. He said, bro, sign me up. Easy. He was like,
he's a different breed, bro.
Literally, I made $300 in tips that day.
I remember his trainings, bro. I remember the thought process behind becoming a chairman, and his teachings, bro, were next level, bro.
Yeah, grateful for that, man. You feel me?
Very grateful to have learned from him, for sure. I didn't get that up close proximity to him, but I heard of him, and I would tune into his trainings, and I just remember how impactful they were, he would talk about how to get to P1, how to get to P2. Can you talk about getting mentorship from a high level individual in terms of experience with
Yeah.
this game, with entrepreneurship? What was that like? What was that like for you, bro?
Don't take it for granted. One thing about mentorship is that the other person it's a two-way street. Mentorship is a two-way street. Even though that you are the mentee, you are also teaching them something because you are a reflection of them. Now,
Right.
they're going to provide value to you. And if you are acting out differently than the value that they're providing, and someone asks you who's your mentor, they got to think about not only what they're giving to you, but how you respond to it. So that having the ability to connect with mentors is something that's super underrated. As we currently actually had a conversation with my vice president today in a room of 200 Chase employees. I got to do a podcast at Chase in front of 200 employees. We talked about mentorship, and he said that everybody is your mentor in different facets, meaning I have a mentor for trading. I have a mentor for this business. But that same mentor is not my same mentor when it comes to getting my relationship with God. I have somebody for that. So when we look at mentorship, we can't think that, okay, this is my mentor. They got to solve every problem. That's not their job. They are designed to solve specific problems in the field that you are both in. And that allows me to value them more because they're that the role or the where I put them in my life, where I categorize them, I can treat them and give them all my energy because we're both in that situation together and I can really pull from them. So it's a great experience. I think people should really look into it, but I also understand that you got to earn it too. You have to earn the mentorship as well.
Wow. And I love that you put it that way. We're not going to, as mentors, your mentor or my mentor, our mentors, us being mentors, we're not going to do the work for them, but we are going to guide them, right? We are going to give them the blueprint. We're going to give them the game plan. We're going to give them the blueprint, but we're not going to work it for them. And maybe you could speak about that a little bit more. Like, do you see a difference between mentors in entrepreneurship and mentors in conventional in a conventional work setting, or is there any similarities? Is there any differences? Like, how does that go?
Very differently.
Very different.
Very different. Mentorship and entrepreneurship work that they've already done. So they're going to speak on mentorship and entrepreneurship. They provide value based off of the path that they took to get to where they are today. Mentorship in the corporate space is like they're not going to be like, hey, this is exactly what I did to get there, because the corporate space is always changing. Entrepreneurship is really the same. There's really the same skills that everybody needs. It just depends on what industry you apply said skills. In the corporate job, their mentorship is completely different because the company has different goals. They have to provide you value from the company and their position and what you're trying to get to, and their job is to go out there and find resources of, okay, how can you get a better job? How can you meet this person? How can we get you here? How can we get you there? And then once they're gone, once they get you to that place, they're really dipping, like, because they got to get to the next corporate person. They got to get to the next employee. But the entrepreneurship, they're going to stay there because they're going to stick around a little bit longer because they understand your journey is going to be a lot more tougher than in the corporate space. So they operate differently. That'll be my biggest difference, honestly.
100%. 100%. And I had a question because you spoke about gaming, and you mentioned that somebody had reached out to you and offered to help you make money from your phone. Why in that specific point, bro? Like, why then did you decide that it was time to make money from your phone, bro? Like, what was it? Because you're seeing a lot of success gaming, and what was that transition like? Like, why now?
In the gaming world, you have to prove to other people that you're good. In the trading world, you only have to prove to yourself that you're good. That was the difference.
Wow. That was a gem.
You know what I'm saying? So
right,
you have to sit down and engage.
Can you say that again, bro? I want to write down.
Okay. In gaming, you have to prove to other people that you're good. I mean, you can look at it. Ninja, Tim the Tap Man, what are they doing? They're gaming all the time to prove to other people that they're good. And because that they're beating other people, that's how you get good at gaming. You have to beat other people to get good at gaming.
Wow.
Madden, college football,
I,
Minecraft, like
I
whatever.
love Madden. Madden was I didn't play like too much of Fortnite. I wasn't that great at
Madden,
Fortnite, bro. To be
right?
honest, I sucked. But Madden, like that was mine. That
But
was
so but think about it like this, right? You can walk up to anybody out in the street like, man, I'm amazing at Madden. I'm amazing at Madden. I'm amazing at Madden. And guess what the next question is? But not against me though. But not against me. Right.
Yeah.
Guess where you're tested at? You're tested on how well you beat other people in game.
Mm. And you said with trading, it's like a you versus you kind of thing.
You versus you. You're the only person that you're going up against. And that
Wow.
made a lot of sense to me. And also, I wasn't gonna bring my Xbox to China.
Oh.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna bring my Xbox over to China. I'm gonna bring my own to China.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna learn how to trade while in China at the time, which I did. Thank God.
But yeah, why China? Why China?
Abroad. Study abroad. Actually,
Oh, okay.
I fell in love in Chinese freshman year of high school. I learned Chinese. I was able to speak it. I can kind of write it now, but I have to get back into it. But China, I was studying abroad at my school for a whole semester. So you can only imagine being in China 16 hours ahead of everybody, roughly almost a full day ahead, getting on calls like this, but the sun is bright out right now. It'll be the next day. So while we're trading New York session, I'm asleep during New York. But London, I'm wide awake. So trading made sense because I can trade it at any time of the day. Like, I'm not even trying to be super selly here. Like, when we think about this for a second, 24/5, right? 24/5 means that at any point of any day, at any moment, you can open your phone and get on a chart. Period. You don't even have to know what you're looking at. But the fact that we can do that through the phone in 2018, no one was talking about that on social media. You know what's hot? You know what was hot in 2018? Vine. That was hot. Everybody was on Vine in 2018. No one was talking about trading. So it was just
I missed out on Vine, bro. But I saw it like after the wave already crashed. I'm like, dang, these people really blew up on Vine, and like I didn't know anything about it. It was just like, man, maybe that could be the next topic. Like how important is it for us? How important is it for you and the people around you to know how to position themselves before this next wave, before this election, before everything else?
Before it gets, I will say like this. I want to tie the Vine situation. What you'll find is that content creators have to keep creating content. They have to keep staying ahead of the wave for them to make money. Period. Like, think about it. All the people who are popular on Vine are now popular where? On TikTok.
Right.
And now, right? So they had to stay relevant to gain money. When it comes to being in position trading wise, you don't have to stay relevant to be in the game. That's the difference. You don't have to stay relevant to be in trading. To do this and be in position, there is no having to stay relevant. But what you do get the privilege of, as everybody's fighting to be relevant online in the trading world, we are learning what's not relevant, and that actually affects those who are trying to stay relevant. If we don't pay attention to who runs the banks, it don't matter how much money they make on TikTok. If they don't understand taxes and interest rates, all that money they made on TikTok got to pay off credit debt in their loans. Now they have to work harder to keep making more content to keep trying to stay ahead financially. When we're traders out here, what content? All we got to do is, all right, interest rates go up, we can make money on that interest rate. Oh, we can make money on this. Oh, you know what Joe Biden just said? Okay, bet, boom. Example, remember when Trump was, every time that man spoke on Twitter, the stock market moved. I was making money every time that man tweeted. All right, Donald Trump said, all Mexicans are legal. Whatever he said, crazy stuff. Boom, stock sell. Bam, we're in.
That's another question that I have too. So like, as we're growing on this trading journey, and we're executing these moves based off of the news, right? Because we understand that news is the excuse. How are traders, especially like yourself, keeping your emotions in line with these news events and not looking at news as the way the 97% of people look at it, which is, they take it personal, they're looking at it, maybe getting offended, this side versus that side. very divided, right? How do we kind of approach trading with that oneness where it's like we have everything that we need. We're trading out of abundance. We're feeling the right feelings on this journey.
Yeah,
What is your thought process behind that, bro? How do we do more of that?
that's a deep question. There's many ways you can go about it. Obviously, I can only tell you how I did it. That's a great question. Yeah, Billy, ain't that a great question? I'll say, okay, how do we stay one with the noise? I'll do it in steps. Step number one is become one with yourself. You need to know
Wow.
who you are at the end of the day. Number two, you need to research propaganda techniques. The father of propaganda, who happened to be a guy in a country that starts with an I. So I'm not gonna say where, but the father of propaganda taught the American media how to push propaganda in the form of advertising, in the form of marketing, in the form of politics. Learn how propaganda works, because then step number three, you know how to decipher between a smokescreen and actual data.
Wow.
As a trader, you have to know numbers, not emotions. You can't go off of feeling. Just because you feel like it's going to sell doesn't mean it's actually going to. I'll use this as a great example. And I'm not gonna take this too far, but I want to do a real great example. Right now, when we're watching Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, first of all, Kamala Harris is not even the official nominee yet for the Democratic Party. She still has to go to the DNC and get voted in. That's number one. People don't know that because they don't read. They don't read information. They don't study history.
I didn't even know that.
Exactly. That's the point. So think about it. If you don't know, that's what step one was. Step one was someone was knowing oneself. Number two was study properly. Read. Start reading. You need to read. Read more. Read way more than you think you need to read. Because what reading will do is now, because you understand the smoke screens and you see how it is, then you got to read policy. You got to read the article. The article might say Donald Trump fell, but when you kept reading, it was because of a sniper shot the dude, and that now you can find the nuts and potatoes. You take that skill, this is how it gets into trading. When Jerome Powell, when financial policies come out, when countries make fiscal decisions, documents, you know how to read the document and find what matters. So, for example, we're going to cancel student loan debt. That's a dub. They're not going to cancel all of it. What's the caveats? You got to read. And that's what we run into with the news and knowing how to decipher it. I don't read the headline. I read the body. And the headline is to entice you. So like right now, all roads lead to Mexico. That's the enticement. But this conversation is the body. And if people miss the body of people don't understand the context and the body of an article where the actual trends are, you will never be successful with news trading and Forex, because you will always be, and I'll reverse it. If you don't understand the body, you will always be led by headlines that are filled with, and you don't know what to do. Then you sit in analysis paralysis because you don't know what you got going on. So those steps of being, because then guess what you're gonna do, Eli? What's your nationality?
Can you say that again? You said if you're led by headlines,
if you're led
you'll never
by headlines, you will get fooled by the smoke screens, and those smoke screens will change who you are and how you think.
Wow.
Like, great example, Eli. Where are you from, bro? Nationality wise, where's most of your family from?
Puerto Rican, Boricua.
Eli, think about words for a second, right? If every day the headline is Puerto Ricans are terrible, Puerto Ricans are this, Puerto Ricans are that, Puerto Ricans are that, and you don't read the body of why they say that, and you just take the headline for what it is, how is that gonna make you feel? You're like, dang, but I'm Puerto Rican. I'm feeling kind of, like you just said, I'm feeling kind of offended now.
Feeling offended, yeah, for sure, bro. I'll be feeling like I feel like a victim for a second, bro. Like, dang, what's happening? Why? What's the cause to this? But I like you said, the more that we read the body, we're gonna understand like where that's coming from. And wow, that was just a phenomenal question, bro. That was a phenomenal question because I feel like most people don't understand it. And I remember I had a conversation with somebody about about crypto and where the world is going. Maybe, we could pivot there. I know we're getting to the half hour. Definitely want to wrap it up in the next, 15, if that's okay with you. And
All
yeah,
night.
where's
Bro,
how is this transitioning into? Because I know we have somebody that's coming into power that's going to be, a very much of an advocate for Web3. How do you think that can play a role to better humanity? And do you agree with it? Do you agree with where this shift is going? Are there pros and cons to it? What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it?
I honestly don't care who endorses crypto. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
You look at, and this is why it doesn't matter. Just because Donald Trump said he's a fan of crypto doesn't mean he's actually the one. Because you got to think of how a president works. He can say whatever he needs, but until the legislation hits the desk and is signed, then I'll pay attention. But
Mm.
you can say anything that you want to. So, for example, Donald Trump, yo, crypto this, crypto this, crypto that, but we don't hear articles or headlines saying Donald Trump just purchased X amount of Bitcoin. You don't see that article. You just says he endorses it. So you got to be careful. Who's endorsing it and who's actually in it are two
Right.
different things. You can endorse, and I can say, bro, I'm gonna endorse Kamala Harris, but I don't have no skin in the game. Or you say, oh man,
Mhm.
I love crypto, it's great. That's great, but you have no skin in the game to back up your claim. So I don't care who the president is. I don't care if Donald Trump says, yo, I'm a fan of crypto, but I don't know that Donald Trump himself is buying cryptocurrency in his current wallet. I'm not trusting anything that he says endorsing wise. I can trust the El
Wow.
Salvador president because the El Salvadoran president
Yep.
bought, I think,
I was gonna say because
25
I just saw some sneakers. The website is called Get Trump Shoes,
Get Trump shoes.
and it's
But
like a shoe with like Bitcoin on it.
exactly. But
I endorse crypto. It had like DJ on the shoe. It was going for like almost $1,000. I was like,
but
yo, that's.
but that's another smokescreen. You gotta think.
Mhm.
You gotta think about Donald Trump has no skin in the game of crypto, but he can sell the belief that he's in it. And you
Mhm.
gotta be careful who's selling the belief that they're in it and who's actually in it
Right.
are two different things. So I don't even care what Trump says. I'm listening to the El Salvadorian president when he talks crypto because he put 25% of his GDP's, his whole country's GDP, 25% of that was bought in crypto at $40,000. That's who I'm
Mhm.
listening to because he staked his entire nation to make sure crypto was right. The United States government's
Right.
not doing that. They just sold over $30 million of it while Donald Trump is at the National Association of Black Journalists today. The US government sold 30 million of it. The UK just sold all their Germany sold all of their crypto, G. All
Mhm.
of it. So if it's a good thing, it's a great thing. But what we have to read between the lines is who is actually skin in the game. These are
Right.
the Fidelities, the Black Rocks, the Vanguards, the all these ETFs getting passed. Pay attention to those. Those are actually
What are they saying, and how will it make a more transparent world? How will we because I was on Go Live today, and
okay.
Kurt Cobain, he was talking about the potential of, Bitcoin going sideways, or a black swan event taking place where, something about an EMP, the whole monetary system, being affected in a massive way. All these outages are happening. Something happened in Paris. So it's like, how do we prepare for that? And how will this shift affect our monetary system and what's to come?
Okay. Sticking with crypto. The good thing about crypto is with this transparency website, Etherscan, you can see where
Hmm.
money moved. But the difference between crypto and what the monetary system now, you don't know how the money's being moved. In crypto, you do. It's actually trackable. So now you can hold people accountable to the financial decisions that they make
Hmm.
because crypto allows you to be transparent. That's why I think it's good.
Right.
Because one of the biggest, for coming from a journalism background when I went to school and now working at Chase, I can say this with 100,000% confidence. People don't even understand how the monetary system really goes down.
That's the thing.
Like,
I'm sure there's people watching this where they don't really understand it. It's, it's our duty to help to guide them on this
that
journey. So this is great information, bro.
I will okay, I'll paint this picture for you, bro. I'll make this so relatable. you go to a job and you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
When you go to your job and they say, hey, make sure you fill your hours before
Mm-hmm.
Saturday at 11:59 Eastern Standard Time. Here's
Mm-hmm.
what's happening. Your job is sending all of your hour data information to a third-party company called, it's like the FTA, NAFTA. They are the people who process your ACH or active clearinghouse, because it's an acronym. They send your data of how many hours you worked over to that clearinghouse. And it takes them 4 business days to process how many hours you worked, how much money you make, and then tax it with the IRS. So then you get a paycheck on your Thursday or on your Friday. There are middlemen involved, but people don't know the middleman. Example, you go to a grocery store, you have your little debit card. I have a cryptocurrency debit card, by the way, that you can use at any store. You know those little black boxes?
Which one you got? Which one you got?
Crypto.com card.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I got Coinbase. Should I get the Crypto.com one?
Hey, I like it personally. We can talk
I'm
for
listening.
sure.
I'm listening. My bad.
There's, that little black box when you go up to like Whataburger, you go to the store. Like imagine you buying, saying you buying your lady some flowers. You got to walk up to the booth and there's that little black box by Verifone, the company.
Verifone. Oh, okay. Verifone, yeah. That's my best friend with Apple Pay. I just be like, boop. As soon as I see the Verifone, I get hype. I'm like, oh yeah, Apple Pay. Apple Pay, baby.
Exactly. But guess what's happening? You ever see your bank account after you make a charge and it says pending?
Mm-hmm.
Guess what's happening?
Say pending or it'll go to 0, which is like strange.
Exactly.
For a second.
Because Visa, MasterCard, and American Express are the top 3 card processing companies in the country. They move $1.4 quadrillion worth of transactions a year from debit cards and credit cards.
You said quadrillion.
So now guess what happens? The reason why your transactions are pending is because the store where you bought the flowers at doesn't own the machine. The machine, they take the data from the machines, they match it with the records of the store. So if they overcharged you, if they undercharged you, if they duplicate charged you, they can send that information to Visa overnight, most likely in India, because that's where a lot of their big head offices are. They send it over there, and somebody who does cybersecurity, somebody who does IT is sitting there going through all of those transactions. So by the time you wake up in the morning, all those charges go from pending to posted. There's a middleman who has to make that go. But that's 1.4.
They physically verify those transactions is what you're saying.
Exactly. They have to verify the charges. You can call somebody like me at my bank and file a claim.
So what's the difference between the middleman verifying versus blockchain technology verifying? What does that look like? Because I know you're an expert in you've been in the financial world with JP Morgan for I'm sure how many years?
1.5. It's been a year and a half.
Oh, a year and a half, but that's still a great amount of time. I'm sure you've learned a lot on your journey. What does that verification process look like based off of what you've learned?
So the main difference is there's no company in the middle that's monitoring the transactions. In the blockchain, you don't have to sign a terms and agreement. You ever notice where every time you open a bank account, every time you open a debit card, there's a long list of terms and agreements. In those agreements, you are agreeing that a third-party company can monitor your transactions to allow you to file claims. Period. In the blockchain, there is no that. It's you and the sender. In the blockchain, it's not a middleman. It's a system. It's technology making sure that one place to the other. And the reason why I like it so much is because if there's one digit off in your code, in your Bitcoin wallet, and I'm sending it to you, and instead of a capital X, I send a lowercase x. The blockchain is smart enough that, hey, we don't have any addresses that matches what you entered in. We're going to send the money back. I don't have to call anybody to get that done. The blockchain system is smart enough to send the funds back to the sender when they know the address is off. And it's purely coded numbers. It's all different kinds of code, and code is infinite, right? So code being infinite, and the blockchain almost being an infinite entity, and there's 7 billion people, we have the ability to eliminate the middleman. And you talked about what the biggest difference is. Tory Lanez, guess what he did? Tory Lanez is a perfect example of why there's no middleman. In Tory Lanez dropped an album in the form of an NFT for $1. In 1 minute, he made $1 million off of his NFT album selling at $1. There was no record label in the middle. There was no publishers. There was no nobody. He sold an NFT, why do you think he's locked up now? All because of that movie play. Def Jam got mad at him because he was signed to Def Jam. He was signed with the Rock Nation run by Jay-Z, and then Jay-Z got mad. He was dating Megan, and these locked up. But now, imagine that.
It created a dependency for him where he didn't need that middle label anymore. I get it. And you know, we might nerd out on here because some people may not know what an NFT is and everything else. I was doing some research on Bonfida. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that besides, you know, Aaron and I on this live. And there you can literally turn those long numbers into a regular website name. So I got elevate with Eli.soul. And then you could transition it into an NFT, like elevate with Eli.soul, and you can sell that. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is wild. How do you feel about that, bro? How will that change? How will that change things?
Oh my God. Think about meeting people. Because if you get smart enough, you take your Bitcoin, you take your website, put it into the form of a QR code, and you get somebody, hey man, just tap my phone, beep, all my information right there.
Okay.
So think about it. That website now becomes your form of contact. That website can be a form of where you buy your apparel. You form it into a QR code because all you have to do to create a QR code, you just take the URL of whatever you're trying to do, and the system will generate a URL code. Now your .soul website that you own with your own line of code, no one can duplicate it, no one can copy it, because guess what? On the crypto space, only one code exists per. So now you know it's you. You know it's your own person. That allows for authenticity, because now I don't have to pay Instagram, Meta, Facebook, or whatever $12, $13 a month for a blue check next to my name just to prove that I am who I say I am. That's what power of this transparency in crypto can go to. I don't have to spend money to verify who I am, because I'm priceless at the end of the day. So with me having these websites, the way I market, the way I advertise, the relationship between me and the customer is purely me customer. There's no manufacturer in the middle. There's no supplier. It's me customer. Me customer. Customer me. And that website, bro, that you're doing is going to be so, it's just going to change the way we look at the internet, because once again, for those who don't know, the internet is monitored, okay? Everything we look online is monitored by the DHS, by the FBI, by the CIA. We are all monitored. So check out now. We've detached ourselves from the monitored world of the internet, and now we can truly be our authentic selves with our own site, and nobody can really come in and take that, because we own it, we run it, and you can't technically shut it down because it's not technically a website. It's a line of code in a blockchain has no middleman.
Sheesh. He just dropped some gems. Man, if you're not tapped in with Aaron right now, if you're not taking notes on this call, you are missing out on some major game, because what we just spoke about, if you just got on this live, is these major events that are taking place at the end of this year. If you're not on the right side, you're gonna miss the wave. You're not gonna be prepared. And if we don't prepare, we prepare to fail. I want to end this off with an amazing question about vision, because we're talking about all roads lead to Mexico, and my mission statement is to impact 500 lives by November 3rd of 2024 through our platform, right? Through financial literacy. And the vision for our company is to enrich, empower, and educate the lives of 1 billion people. And it's funny because, well, it's not funny, it's amazing. I spoke to someone, and meanwhile, this guy, he has like 5+ figures in a stock portfolio, more than most people have. And I told him about our vision, our wild, huge vision that our CEO has. And you know what he said? He said, bro, there's 8 billion people in the world. It's wild to me that you want to impact 1 billion people out of those 8. I'm like, the person that think, and that's where Steve Jobs came to. I was like, the person that thinks that they're crazy enough to change the world actually does. And I know we're doing that here, bro. And I want to know, how can I support your mission, bro? I know you have a a mission to create successful traders, people that are doing amazing things in these markets. What is your mission statement by November 3rd of 2024? The amount of people that you would like to impact by November 3rd of 2024.
Yeah, man. So I've been grateful now that by November 3rd of 2024, I've impacted and created over 250 profitable traders monthly.
Wow.
And because of the 250 profitable traders, I'm going to help them get 2 people to become profitable as well, to hit the goal of 500 people. So it's just,
Wow.
it's in the way
profitable traders. I love.
I want
That is a powerful goal, bro. Now, is it just trading, or is that the focus that you're on right now with trading, or could it be in different avenues impacted, or is it specifically helping them get funded, helping them get the results? Can you like walk me through like what that looks
what the
like?
vision?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Trading's not the end all be all, because everybody might not like to trade, but everybody needs capital to live. And my goal to be profitable is to eliminate your debt, so then you can truly live in profit.
Wow.
And that was a line from an infamous trader on the name of Q Banks, and he talked about that just if you know how to trade, or at least you know how to make an e-commerce store, you know how to make money online, but yet you still have debt lingering, are you really truly living in profit? Because you still have debt you got to pay off. So if I can help 250 people eliminate their debt in the form of credit, in the form of funding, in the form of trading, in the form of e-commerce, eliminate the debt, the moment you make $1 above your debt, you're technically in profit, because now you've eliminated your debt. So now your job that's coming in, what debt are you paying off? You can literally, truly utilize your 9-to-5 check. And now you have the money from your 9-to-5 to pay to get educated in IM. Now that you paid the money to get educated, you can learn about 8 different skills in this. Take any of one of those skills you can pick, get good enough at it, diversify, make IM a write-off, because credit now. Your education is coming to you back in the form of a fat tax return every single year, which now you can do what, Eli? Get your behind to Mexico. Get your hind to the next convention. And both of us, and for all of my men on the call, we're going to have beautiful women that by our sides in our life, right? Now we can take our women on those beautiful trips. We can allow them to truly be in a feminine, because now guess what we got? What do we got? We are now covered. Our ends have been covered.
I was just about to ask that. How does eliminating debt in your eyes, bro? How does it help us level up, not just financially, but spiritually, emotionally, having a clear conscience, right? Because right now it might be scary times for people. How can they level up spiritually, emotionally, everything else? We talk about getting people the results, but sometimes not all results is monetary. We talk about the relationships, Monterrey, getting people to Monterrey, RRM, the statement that Tia told me that she got from Matt Rosa. How do we go about helping people with debt, but also elevating their conscience so that they can think from a different standpoint?
You just said it, clear conscious. I'll say it like this. You have to make room for your blessings. You have to make room. You know how they say in the Christian world, you got to make room for God. You got to create space for God in your life. Well, you got to create space in your brain to even think about money. Think about it for a second. You are too stressed out in your other facets of life. You can't even think about investing. You can't even fathom making $1,000 from your phone, because your conscience is still filled up with the other forms of debt that you haven't dealt with. You're living in physical debt because you're overweight. And you're overweight, but you don't want to hit the gym. You don't want to face that reality that you need to change your diet and go hit some weights. But you don't, so you will constantly live in the debt of, I got to buy plus size clothing. I got to buy more expensive shoes because they're bigger. Okay, you're in debt physically because you're always getting sick. You're always sneezing. You always got allergies every single year. You're drowned in medicine. You're drowned in prescriptions. So you don't even have the mental capacity to even think about making $1,000 because you're too worried about your health. Number 2, your spiritual life. You're so in debt with the lack of connecting yourself to a one higher power. I don't care if it's Allah, Buddha, or God. Pick one. Find something higher than yourself to connect to, so that in times of need where you need to de-stress, you don't have to rely on a journal to de-stress. You can talk to somebody else and get it off your chest and let that weight lift off you. Get rid of that debt. So emotionally, being able to articulate your emotions, being able to articulate your mind is a gift that people don't have. Because you don't know how to articulate your vision, your mind, what you want, how you're in pain, how you were hurt, or even your own traumas, that circulates in your own brain. So you come up with your own scenarios that my life always sucks. I can't find a good man. I can never lose weight. And now all of these words for agreement, impeccable with your word, never take anything personal, right? Now you're taking stuff personal. You're not being impeccable with your word. So Eli, how can you, as an amazing leader as you are, how can you help somebody, teach them how to trade, teach them how to get their credit, and believe that they can even go to Mexico? But if they're battling self-perpetuating ideas in their mind because they're dealing with debt here and they're dealing with debt in their heart, this has nothing to do with money. They're dealing with debt in their brain and in their heart. We got to clean this. Once this is clean, the money's clean. And now it's going to be easier for you to be profitable. That's what I did. And now funding, withdrawals, profitability, like that comes because I cleaned these out. I handled the debt in my heart, and I handled the debt that was in my mind. And then the finances was able to what? I made room for them, and then it came. And that's how I do it. And that's how you do it.
Wow. Wow, bro. I just got goosebumps. I just got goosebumps off of that. I loved how you made the analogy from the mind to the heart, bro. I think that was perfect. If you got some value for the 600,000 people, 6 million people that are watching on this Instagram live, please drop some hearts, some sevens in the chat for my guy, Mr. Aaron Evans. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for jumping on and tuning in. Mission 250, Project 250 is already done, bro. 250 lives impacted financially, spiritually, emotionally. It's already done, bro. Please tag me in your stories, bro, when you post that mission, and I'm more than happy to support, bro, with whatever it is that you got going on. Thank you for hopping on tonight, bro. I really appreciated it.
Eli, appreciate you, dog, for real. We definitely will talk soon. Everybody enjoy your evenings. Thank you so much, Eli. Let's do this again soon, brother.
Absolutely. We'll see you in Monterrey, Mexico. Much love. Let's go.
Much love.